All right, week number 4 in the books. Last week doesn't really count because I was in Mexico. So coming back to reality, trying to get back in the swing of things, etc. Had a lot of realizations while I stepped away from work, which is awesome. And so today I'm gonna talk about those. And so what I mean by that is long term, just what I want to do, what I was spending my time on, and just kind of realizing what I was spending my time on while I actually took a break from work, which is kind of weird because I figured I'd realize that while I was working. So let me explain that a bit. So pretty much like I always say, my North Star is software. Apps, software, building, just coding. That's my technical knowledge is just what I'm good for. When I quit my job, I was like, okay, I got to stay afloat. I started creating this agency, right? I was charging clients for AI work, for ads work, etc. And in January, I was pretty much taking on every single opportunity that I could. I was taking on pretty much anyone that reached out to me. I was applying for more opportunities on Upwork. I was outreaching, etc. And so what ended up happening by the end of January, and what really caught up to me before I left for Mexico, was I was just drowning with work. I had so many different clients that it was tough to really focus on certain ones. Like I was literally managing 8 to 10 people by myself and like making enough money from each of those clients, but not enough to make it worth it, not enough to make the work worth it. So 2 lessons there. 1, I need to price higher. I need less clients, but just at a higher ticket, and that'll just make my life easier. 2, I had to kind of rethink my strategy, right? I was spending so much time on these ads and more like AI implementation in businesses that I wasn't doing any software or development work, which is the reason why I quit my job. And so pretty much I had this whole realization like, man, I'm just spending all this time doing stuff that is paying the bills, but I pretty much just replaced my 9 to 5 with a different 9 to 5. And it's pretty much just this like agency model. And so what I did was I'm actually starting to offboard clients, fire clients from working with me. So I was supposed to onboard this new client. I was pretty much all the way through the onboarding. I called him on Friday. I was like, hey man, I'm sorry. I just like don't have the bandwidth to work with you. I'm not going to be taking on any more clients. I had a couple like one-off clients that wanted to do retainer models. I told them like, sorry, I'm just not going to be available. My focus going forward is going to be so hard on just making apps with AI. And just the goal here is to just stay afloat with the agency model. So I'm going to keep on some of my clients. I still have some like great ads clients, some other clients that are just paying me really well to just do things for them. And what I'm going to do is like, my goal is to stay afloat, not to make a fortune, right? And in January, when I was onboarding all these clients, my goal was to make a fortune, right? I was actually trying to make just 10K a month in monthly recurring revenue so that I could reach kind of like that level of where I was with my 9 to 5. And what I realized was, like I said, it sort of replaced my 9 to 5 with a different, and that was the agency model. So what I'm going to be doing here is really just, the goal is to stay afloat. All the other time needs to be focused on building, having equity in software projects that I can build, making a difference in the contracting role that I am working at a company, because there could be opportunity there. The goal here and the goal going forward is freaking software, baby. Make apps, make software, use coding to my advantage. Don't learn all these other new skills. It's like, keep it simple, stupid, have one offer and just run with it. My offer is coding, is my development knowledge, etc. So yeah, that's my rant today. A little bit of a shorter video, but I had this whole realization. Sometimes it requires you to step away from work to really understand what you're doing in work, what matters in work. Am I going in the right direction? Am I going where I want to be? And sometimes you're so far in the weeds that you lose sight of that. And so sometimes taking a step back, taking a step away from the computer, the desk, having a little fun, and coming back to the computer, just refreshed, recharged, and being like, okay, am I headed in the right direction? Is the North Star still set? Am I headed towards that North Star? If I'm not, let's rethink things. Let's reorganize it. So that's what I kind of realized. I was so deep into the agency model, trying to take on more clients, etc., that I lost focus on just the development work that I wanted to do, the software, the vibe coding, etc. And so that's my goal. That's my plan. And so yeah, that's week 4 of Building in Public. See you next week.